Hello, this is Kelly from Root Pursuit Junk Journals. This is Sorting Saturday. Here is my shelf in my living room. I am doing a full organization of my books. It all started with my foreign language books. I was like, I can only find like 2 of them, and I know that I have more. And I was like, I have at least 5, but I found many of them. But basically, my books were kind of a disaster. So I'm just going through and trying to organize them. Let me just show you what I've got here on the top shelf. I've got these are my dictionaries so far. So here are just older books between 1900 and 1925 about. And then, except for that Longfellow book, that's a beautiful one. Let me show that to you. This one is not a book for cutting up. It probably shouldn't be on the stack because these are generally like cutting up books, but this one is not. This one's from 1886, I believe. It's just a beautiful, beautiful Longfellow book. The spine is amazing. The pages are amazing. It's illustrated. I love it. Got it a very long time ago, probably 25 years ago, and I just love it. So this pile right here, these are all my books from the 1800s. So I did actually find some leaves in this. Don't know how old they are. Not really sure, but at any rate, there's a little close-up of some of the spines, and they've all been taken apart. They were all pretty fragile, I would say. What else down here? Oh, this is my 76 collection, the bicentennial, because I was actually born in the bicentennial. I've got this little scarf here. That was my grandma's. She wore that to a bicentennial celebration. Yes, she did. She was very excited about the bicentennial and that I was born in the bicentennial. I won some bicentennial baby contest, I guess. These are stereoscope slides, and I've got 2 of those. I don't know if they'd be great to put in a journal, because if you have one of those stereo cards, they're curved to fit on the stereoscope, so they don't lay flat. So, but they're basically like a curved cabinet card, and the photographs are amazing. So it'd be like early 1900s. I should pull them out and just show you, but not right now. These are my husband's books. I'm not allowed to touch those over there. I've got bird books down there. And then this unorganized. So this little corner section also not very organized, but it's pretty real. This right here, this is so far all of my foreign language books that I found. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I know I have more. I did end up putting my piano rolls on this bookshelf because it's just a little bit easier access for those. And then the bottom shelf is really hard to see, but down here are all my children's books, and then here are poetry on that bottom shelf. I got my magnet fishing bag sitting over there. This is a work in progress. So these are all, this is a dumb category that I need to do better. It's a lot of my favorite books. Yeah. Except for those, not those. And this is just more miscellaneous 1900 books, but also a few other ones that are just thrown in there. Miscellaneous like. So, and also way up here, these are a lot of my photo albums, but right up there is my Reader's Digest collection. So now I'm going to show you my dining room, but it's not really a dining room. And I will show you the progress I've made with organizing my books. So this is where it gets real. So, yeah. This is not a great idea because it's just one layer. It just comes out into the room, but they're all in one place. So there, in my collection. So far, this bin right here is all anything to do with kitchens, recipes, cookery, as they say in the library catalog world. It's not cooking, it's cookery. That's a Christmas box right here. Woo! This bin is maps. That's going to be all map stuff, which I have a lot more to load in there. This is all magazines to be, you know, cut up, I guess. This right here, this is a good one. This is all illustrated art prints. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know. Let's just take a little look-see. We'll start at the back. We've got some art. There's just tons of sculptures, art, paintings, yada yada. A whole illustrated Cezanne book. The Susan Rothenberg, Bosch, Andrew Weiss. That's a fun one. It's like all in like brown grays and sketches, but paintings. Some of these books. Then there's more, I don't know, art books there. These are really cool, drawings of the masters. That's a good collection. I haven't cut that up, and I'm not really sure I will. Not sure. And then these are ones that have been extracted from books already, and they all have an art mold, at least one art print on every page. So, of some sort. This one's posters. That's an interesting one. And then more art prints. These are mostly backwards. And there's another one. So that is a lot of those. And what's this box over here? This one's all images of antiques. This box is all gardening botanicals. This box is vintage 50s, 60s, and 70s. When I look at this, I'm sort of like, oh, yeah, that's a lot of each category. And I need some kind of a shelf in here. This was my craft room. So my very first craft room tour that I had on YouTube, this was my craft room. So there's still like remnants on the wall. This is my sewing thing, but my sewing machine is packed with my retreat stuff now. So, and then this, I'll show you, it's gonna get real. Okay, here it is. These are my carts with lace and fabric on them. Yes, they are. Oh boy. These two tables right here were my grandma's, that's my grandma's sewing machine, and that's my grandma's sewing cabinet. So I ended up stacking them on top of each other, and I'm really happy with it because I like how that looks. I guess what I'm thinking now is I'm more likely to put not just like books in here, but just like any paper item that would go in that category. I've got like recipe calendars in there. I'm gonna grab some stuff and we'll head over to the craft room. So this is a shot of my closet that I worked on before. I did a lot of sorting of the bins that were in there. So they got pulled out, sorted, and organized. So that's good. But now I have, again, all these open shelves that have like hardly anything on them again. So that does leave room for reorganizing. So, and a lot of times when I do this, I end up with some miscellaneous items. And I'm like, oh, I don't know where to put this, or I need to deal with this. Like, what's in here? Oh, that's red. That's the Christmas bin. So I could go get that other Christmas bin and put those up here. And I still have that bin, this lime green bin. See, like dyed paper. I need to pull this out. So one of the other things that I did is collecting all of my handmade papers. So anything that I like dyed it or did mixed media or watercolor, and have those in a bin together. So there's that. There's some fun paper and forms. I need to get a handle on forms. I'm realizing I've got them floating all over the place. I'll show you. Like, I can't really back up because there's a table behind me. So I'm sorry about that. But, so I've got this shelf for forms. It looks ridiculous. I don't like it. It's just not working. Everything kind of wants to fall off, and I pull some out, and then I'll pull out a stack, and then I'll shove it back in, and it's just not working. This over here, it's okay. I won't show you the floor. Yeah, we're a mess. We're pretty messy right now. If you have this problem, I'm at least coming to the conclusion that yes, I do know I really enjoy shopping for craft supplies. I'm also thinking my button collection that I have up here is gonna go in the other room. So I'll just pare down my button collection to a container that, you know, I don't need access to like 1.2 million buttons while I'm crafting at my desk. So I could put those elsewhere in another, I have another shelf in the guest room that has all my beads on it. It would work for buttons too. It's not anywhere near close to being full. It's pretty empty actually. So buttons in there would work really well. And that would give me the opportunity to put some of the things that are over here on this desk that end up on there a little bit because I use them frequently, and get them up on that shelf. So it might help a little. It'll help a little. So pretty quickly here, I'm just gonna go through and organize these things. I've got pockets here and bags. So if you didn't see this video, I kind of went through all of these goodies. And now I'm gonna see, I do forget to tell you that in my Etsy shop, I have a way that I organize things. Like I listed like 400 different junk journal items that you might own. I organize them, so I broke them down into categories, and then you can sort of put all of those like things together. So if you're interested in that list of how I organized everything by category, then you can go ahead and find that as a digital in my Etsy shop. And I believe it says it's called Organizing Ephemera. So that's what that is. So put these in here. These I'm going to put in with the forms. Those I'll keep with envelopes. Now I'm getting off kilter. Okay, these are bags. Do I want this to be a bag or envelope? Envelope. Ooh. Boy, oh boy, that was... Envelope. Yes. Envelope. Bag. 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 Okay, I got that sorted. I got that handled. Okay, envelopes, envelopes, envelopes. We'll call that form. I know it's weird, but that's... Oh. Sometimes you just have to make a choice. There's always going to be things that straddle the categories, you know, where it could be in multiple categories or none of the categories. So sometimes you just got to make a quick decision. And because if you spend too much time worrying about it, you'll go into, what do they call that? Decision paralysis or something. So, and we just don't want that. We just don't. We don't want it. These are little ones. These are kind of like cards, maybe, or specimen cards. What? Okay, envelopes. Envelopes. I like how my envelopes are organized. I have that going for me. I'm going to put the brown ones together. Oh, oops. Whoopsie daisies. These, we'll do the bags together. Little squishy pants over there. That's template. Definitely envelopes. Now, I have all my larger envelopes together, so this is definitely going to go with that category. Oop, little tiny envelope. Don't want to lose that. Okay, so there's those. I feel like I need to put these away, and then we'll move on to the next. Bingo cards. Got a couple of those. Just a couple. And they're just kind of in here. So we'll try. I don't know if this will work, but we're going to give her a go. Some really cool ones in here. They're pretty cool. these I like to put in with Christmas stuff. Are they all gonna fit in here? That's a good question. Blue ones. I really love the green are probably my favorite. These are really cool. It's the red ones. I don't know if I'm too crazy about that font, but these red ones are really cool for Christmas theme. Try to put all the red ones together. This is another nice one. It's pretty. That one. All right, blues together. Our red ones. Woo! Hello. I think these are all gonna fit in here pretty good. Pretty good. That's just a nice good bingo card. Let me see here. These are like blue, so maybe we'll try and we'll organize them a little bit here. Oh my, there are a lot of those. Oh, those are slightly different. Those together. These have a little blue on them. Okay. Now, oop, you're red. Here's some red. Oh, a lot more red than I thought. Okay. Got all the blues together, and then I'll put those blue ones, and then this, and then we'll get the reds. Oh, whoop, another red one in there, and then the green in the back. There, that's better. That's much. I think yeah, that is all of them. Oh, love that. They were all together. That's good. It's a good feeling. I have room for more. No, just kidding. I don't need any more for reals. Those in there. I don't know where this is gonna go. I'm thinking I do have these like weird boxes over here. I'll show you. These are the bin boxes I'm talking about, these drawers. I did have some forms in there before, and I switched it to stationery, I believe, but it could be that shelf could potentially be a good one for forms, or I could have made this into my forms. That would have been a really good idea. Actually and factually, I really still don't this ends up being miscellaneous ephemera, which I mean is kind of a nice thing to have for when I need to just shove something somewhere. But I don't know, I have to think about it. I'll have to mull that over, because I'll show you what I did. We'll have to do a slow scan here to get over to the, so this was the stuff that I pulled out. And then this is a tin right here, and then a bunch of guest checks filed sideways. These, I put forms in that container and this container. I just don't know. I have to think about it to figure out where I'm going to put those. So this is definitely an example of, it makes me feel happy that I organized a little place. Overall, you know, not so good, but I'm just going to focus on what I did accomplish. This I ended up using for greeting cards, and let me tell you, much happier with it. And I went through this thing where I was like, there's gonna be open spots, you know, where it's not gonna fit quite right because it doesn't fill the space. And then I thought, I'm always thinking to myself, I don't have any spots for some of my little trinkets and things like that. So I'm really happy, although I'm noticing both of these are in the center, so I'm gonna have to change that so they're like staggered. Good. Are we missing, am I missing a shelf? Oh yeah, I am missing a shelf. Hold on, it's on the floor. This little shelf right here, there were some really longer cards, so I'm laying those on their side. I'm pretty happy about that. Yeah, let's see if I can pull this out without, because this is actually dividing them by, this is all vintage cards. Let's see, let's take a peek. See, oh look, they're all upside down. Cool. And and then these are all Christmas ones, so those are separated. And it's a little haphazard, but there's something about it that I kind of like. Ooh, I do like it. I have decided what to do with my forms, and the conclusion is the forms are gonna be in a cart. I have a lot of carts. I think that will probably work for it. I know that I had mentioned maybe over here in this thing, but I remembered why I didn't have my forms in here. It's because these are really not very tall. And so any forms that are taller or wider, both taller and wider than that, won't fit in there. So that doesn't work, which is why this ended up like that. Because it can't really take like a whole entire category. At first I thought envelopes, but no, like these envelopes, like greeting card size, too big. They're too big. Yeah, they're just too big. I have been just on an organizing binge lately. Look at this mess. That happened because of my retreat and me being sick, and then me having to grab stuff really fast. So that needs to all go back in there. Let's do it now. Okay. I'd like to kind of break these apart and make packs out of them, because I mean, it's a lot, really. So you could get like a whole pack of, you know, like a couple strips of each one of these different yarns or whatever to put on your tags and wrap your journal in and things like that. Those are cool, and you can see that's not even close to my entire collection. So this again is my button collection, and I am taking these and moving them over to this shelf here. As you can see, there's lots of open space in that shelf, so plenty of room. And then I have been, like I said, kind of trashing my bookshelves. So this shelf is going to be all of my Victorian books. I need a lot of room for those because that is my biggest category of items. So this is going to be for that. And I know there's a couple of, yeah, like there's birds on here, so that gets to go in the birds thing. So I am going to get cracking on all of it. It's a good project for me while I have the energy. Why do I have energy? I don't know. I'm not going to ask questions, but I'm finally over COVID and not so tired anymore. So that makes me happy. And oh, look at my fun shelf up here. Woo! That's a painting that I did, a mixed media collage painting I did over on the left there. I should make that into a digital. That would be fun. Well, if you are interested in getting that digital ephemera organization printable that I have, you don't have to print it, you can just read it. It is in my Etsy shop. The link to my Etsy shop is in the description below. Let me know what kind of organization problems you have right now with your craft supplies. And as always, thanks for coming along, and I'll talk to you later.